This is Luka Dončić. This is LeBron James. This is Luka again, and this is LeBron again. It still feels wild to say it out loud. Dončić and LeBron are teammates on the LA Lakers. Like, really think about that for a second. One of the greatest players ever, still going strong in his 40s, sharing the court with one of the most talented players of this generation. It almost sounds like a dream that you would only cook up in 2K, but it's real life. And when you step back and look at it, the potential of this duo is honestly insane. LeBron and Luka are wearing the same jersey, sharing the same offense, running the same plays. People are seriously underestimating how good these two can be together. Luka's been criticized for a lot of things like his conditioning and body language, but when he's locked in, there's maybe only one or two players in the world who can match him. And one of those players happens to be LeBron James. There is a very good chance that the Lakers will crush their preseason win projection of 47.5, going for something around 50 plus wins. That's not unrealistic either. LeBron, even at his old age, is still elite. At least a top 10 player. Top 5 on some nights. Meanwhile, Luka is in his prime and getting better every season. You're pairing a basketball genius who has seen everything with another basketball genius who's rewriting what skill looks like for a modern superstar. That's a combination that should terrify the rest of the league. The fans are so excited. Many still can't believe it's actually happening. Like, the amount of times that I've caught myself saying, wait a minute, LeBron and Luka are actually on the same team is ridiculous. Some people are getting ahead of themselves talking about the parade route already going through downtown LA, but I can't blame them. With a full training camp, better chemistry, and Luka coming in not overweight, these two can dominate the league. Now, of course, there will always be people that try to stay realistic. Everything might not click until playoff time, and the duo still have to prove that they can do it under pressure. They weren't able to the season before. It's one thing to imagine the highlights, to see them dominating in regular season, but it's another to see how they actually perform when defenses tighten up. I would like to mention though how it took until 2020 for it to really hit that LeBron was a Laker. Maybe it's the same with Luka. Maybe you gotta start winning big games and winning rings in purple and gold, and that's when it will feel real. The 2024-2025 NBA season was like something straight out of a Netflix movie. When the front office pulled off the shocking trade to bring Luka Dončić to LA, plenty of people, including analysts, fans, and even Charles Barkley, doubted if it could work. How could two ball-dominant superstars like LeBron and Luka coexist? Would there be enough touches for both of them? Would LeBron, at nearly 40 years old, still be willing to share the stage? Fast forward a few months, and most of those doubts vanished. Lakers finished the season looking like legitimate title contenders, powered by one of the most exciting duos the league had seen in years. Luka's first half year, because it wasn't really a year, with the Lakers was everything fans had hoped for. There were flashes of brilliance, big moments with LeBron, and a lot of excitement. But everyone knows that this next season could be even better. Now Luka's had a full offseason in LA. He finally looks settled. Last year he joined mid-season and had to figure everything out on the fly. New teammates, new coach, new system, new city. The poor guy was shell-shocked for like the first month. Then you add in the pressure of having to replace Anthony Davis, someone who actually brought a championship to LA. Even then though, he managed to lead the Lakers to one of the best stretches of basketball they had played. This time though, things are very different. Luka's had a full training camp to build chemistry with LeBron and his new teammates, and he looks sharper, both physically and mentally. Reports out of practice say that he's in better shape, more focused, and he doesn't look like your Slovenian uncle who only drinks beers and smokes cigs. You can tell he's embraced the Lakers culture now, and that chemistry with LeBron, it's only gonna get stronger. Last season they showed that they can make it work, even though both of them are used to having the ball all the time. LeBron's perfectly comfortable letting Luka run the show, and Luka has learned how to pick his moments, when to attack, when to create, and when to just let LeBron take over. The best part is that LeBron has clearly rubbed off on him. Luka's commitment looks different now. The conditioning, the leadership, the mentality. Being around someone who is still dominating the league at 40 years old clearly has had an impact. Luka looks hungrier. I'm talking about hungry for success, not for cheeseburgers, and more motivated than ever. With a full preseason under his belt and a better understanding of JJ's system, he's ready to take the team to another level. He's not the new guy anymore. He's the engine, the heart. And if year one was the adjustment phase, then year two might be when Luka and LeBron truly unleash the full potential of their partnership. Because you see, when Luka arrived, his shooting numbers weren't great. He was still adjusting to the pace, the bright lights of LA, and chemistry with a brand new team. But even while his shot was off, his playmaking and creativity transformed the Lakers' offense. By the end of the season, the connection between him and LeBron was pure magic. LeBron, somehow defying time, averaged around 27 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists, while shooting efficiently both from deep and inside the paint. Luka added around 23 points, 8 rebounds, and nearly 8 assists of his own. Their pick and roll game, spacing, and vision made it nearly impossible for defenses to predict who would take control of a possession. And the results spoke for themselves. A 7-game win streak, climbing up to second in the Western Conference, and wins over some of the league's toughest teams. The Lakers weren't just winning, they were having fun doing it. Now, of course, a lot of credit to that goes to JJ Redick, who despite being in his first year as a head coach, immediately earned the respect from the locker room. His staff, which included former head coach Scott Brooks and Nate McMillan, along with assistant Greg Sanjean, who previously worked with Luka in Dallas, helped build an environment where both stars could thrive. JJ made it very simple. LeBron didn't always have to bring the ball up. Luka could initiate the offense, while LeBron focused more on finishing plays, shooting threes, and moving off the ball. It was a subtle change, but it allowed both players to do what they do best. LeBron's willingness to adapt, even at 40 years old, showed his leadership and hunger for another championship run. Now, heading into the new season, the excitement in LA is sky high. The chemistry between Luka and LeBron isn't just solid, it's one that's evolving. LeBron has embraced that mentor role, teaching Luka the fine points of leadership and preparation. Think of it like Yoda training Luke Skywalker, except in this case, the apprentice already has an MVP caliber skill set. If the Lakers can stay healthy, they're one of the top favorites to win it all, especially with Luka handling a lot of the playmaking load, which lets LeBron focus on defense and scoring inside. JJ's offensive system is flowing, and the locker room energy feels rejuvenated after what seemed like years of frustration. LeBron keeps breaking records. Last season he crossed 50,000 career points, and Luka is entering his prime. The balance between old school greatness and the new generation of brilliance has given the Lakers an identity that on paper feels unstoppable. This duo is very much another example of the passing of the torch moments that we have seen in Lakers history. Just like Kareem to Magic, Shaq to Kobe, it's now time for LeBron to Luka. It feels like the next chapter in the Lakers' never-ending story of a superstar pairing. LeBron is clearly close to the end of his career, but Luka's at the start of his peak. It's almost poetic. One legend slowly handing off things to the next. And it's crazy. It still blows my mind that I've seen Luka subbed out and his replacement is LeBron James. Like, how is that even fair? That's the kind of joy this move brought to the Lakers fans. Not just excitement now, but a real sense of hope for the future. Because when LeBron retires, the Lakers still have a generational superstar. The big question mark though will be the Lakers defense. It's actually one of the most interesting things to watch, because everyone's focused on how LeBron and Luka will work together on offense. And fair enough, that's what steals the headlines. That's what gets people out of their seats. But the real mystery might be how this team defends. As I stated earlier, when Luka arrived in February, he didn't get a full training camp. JJ Redick basically had to figure things out as the season went along. The offense slowly started to center around Luka and LeBron, but they didn't actually run that many plays together. In the first 25 games, LeBron set just 44 screens for Luka. That's barely 2 per game, and Luka only set 7 screens for LeBron. So while we all saw flashes of what they could be, their chemistry wasn't fully there. That's gonna change now. They're going to naturally get better as they do more reps together. But what's even more intriguing is how different this team could look defensively. By the end of that last season, the Lakers were switching everything. Anytime another team set a screen, the two defenders would just swap assignments. It was the most aggressive switching defense in the NBA. They actually did it on 43% of all screens, which was the highest in the league. If you stretch that over a whole season, it would have been tied for the most in over a decade. And in the playoffs, they went even further. Against Minnesota, they switched on 61% of screens, basically abandoning the traditional big man defense. JJ Redick played a bunch of wings together and just told them to scramble and fight for every possession. But this year's team is built differently. They brought in Deandre Ayton, a legit 7-footer who's not really the type to switch onto guards. He's more of a classic big man who protects the rim and handles the back end of pick and roll. That alone will change how they defend. That is, until JJ eventually gets fed up with Deandre Ayton and just benches him. Let's hope that doesn't happen. There's also the question of Austin Reaves. Should he start or come off the bench? Him and Luka will share the floor a lot, and while they're great offensively, teams will definitely try to target them on defense. So yeah, the Lakers didn't blow up their roster this summer, but overall the makeup has shifted. Between Luka's full integration, Deandre Ayton arriving, and Redick's evolving system, expect a totally new version of the Lakers defense, one that's still figuring out who they really are. At the end of the day though, the feeling around the pairing of Luka and LeBron is a mix of disbelief, excitement, and some nostalgia. It's rare in sports to see something that feels this fresh yet this legendary at the same time. LeBron and Luka might be at different stages of their careers, but together they have a chance to create something special, maybe even historic. And if it all clicks, this Lakers team could be the next great chapter in NBA history. A year ago, everybody was questioning the fit. Today, nobody is. The LeBron-Luka duo not only works, it's redefining what superstar partnerships can look like in today's NBA. As the new season tips off, expect the Lakers to come out firing. Luka is comfortable, LeBron is still elite, and the entire team believes this is the year they bring another banner to Crypto.com Arena. And honestly, if their form from last season continues, don't be surprised if we're watching one of the greatest runs in Lakers history. Yes, the Western Conference is stacked. The Thunder, the Rockets, the Nuggets all look dangerous. But even then, the Lakers are right there at the top because of this duo. Luka and LeBron give you a floor that's already playoff level and a ceiling that's championship worthy.